Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, Blind. Now, I'm still in the accursed chantry of the Tremere, and I have to admit, they've been kicking my butt pretty hard the last hour, so I'm not looking forward to fighting them anymore, but it's not like I have much of a choice. However, I've been forgetting about her ability to raise the undead. I should probably get on that.
I do withdraw.
You know, at least try it out.
I can draw no precious blood here.
Let's actually see how it works. I guess I need to first kill someone.
There is no BK here.
I can draw no precious blood here.
Well, that for sure didn't work. Overall, they are very strong and very annoying because they cast fire spells specifically, so they make you frenzy on top of damaging you.
To the abyss with me. I can draw no precious blood here. I can draw no precious blood here. To the abyss.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I need to pause for a second, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Overall, I have to say... Oh wait, he isn't dead yet. Okay, that's bad. I think they were fighting each other. Overall, I have to say, I'm unfortunately not that enamored with this location, and overall not that enamored with the game as a whole. Like, I really think if you have a license for the World of Darkness and you create a game that has multiple level dungeons basically with nothing to do in them but fighting, then I think you have missed the point somewhat. Like, look at this. There are some diagrams and like ancient books, but I cannot read any of them. There isn't even like a piece of flavor text. It's just fighting dozens of those Tremere. Like, I don't find that to be interesting. And overall, it seems to me that it's making the setting shallower, and I don't like it, because there's so much potential for interesting lore and like exploration, or even puzzles and the like in the world of the Darkness, and instead it seems they went for mostly a hack and slash. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm not a fan of hack and slash games in general, I would say, because they don't concentrate on things that I find particularly interesting. However, pick of the devil, there is an actual book I can read here. So let's do it. Wait, What happened? Christoph uses the discipline of blood healing. Mercurio's plot I've read already. What happened with the book? Was it a consumable? Okay, I am at a loss here. What happened? Uses the discipline of blood healing, but I've done that manually, so it's not a result of me clicking on the book. So what happened with the book then? This is not it. This is another book that I've had before.
That fouling old potok.
Yeah. I've read that in the Cappadocian lair already. So what happened with the book then? With the book that I've just picked up? Okay, I have no idea, but that makes me a little sad. Anyway, let me save, because those Tremere are pretty obnoxious to fight, and I fully expect to die a lot. No! I don't want the others to be alerted.
And I shall stand to the abyss with you. I am weak with lack of precious blood.
Okay. I guess that kind of worked. That kind of worked. Let's continue.
Death and the end to the The beast awakens.
I think I killed Wilhelm, which is, for obvious reasons, not optimal.
The beast emerges from the darkest corners of my heart.
Okay, that didn't work. Which is good that I saved, at least. This is going to be a nightmare, I can already sense that. But you know, the most grievous sin, in my eyes,
I am weak with lack of precious
is
blood.
not that it's difficult, because to be honest, it's probably only difficult because I suck. The biggest sin is that it's boring.
The beast awakens.
Because there's nothing to do apart from fighting. And the fighting, you know, isn't particularly interesting in itself. So overall, I'm pretty annoyed with how this game works. and a bit disappointed. Blood Pearl, what does it do? Increases blood plus 55, okay. Let's do that. A scroll with one charge, but it doesn't tell me what it does. So again, it's kind of weird. I cannot read it, I'm right-clicking and nothing is happening.
To the abyss with thee!
Okay, Tome of Thaumaturgy, Blood Magic. Okay, she can use it probably. So, yeah, she has learned blood magic. Okay, that at least might be interesting and useful, kind of. Appearance plus 10. Again, I have no idea what this game, what's the obsession of this game with granting me magical items that exclusively upgrade my appearance. Like, I already have plus 40 appearance just out of magical items. Like, it's not something I'm particularly in the need of or something I particularly want, but oh well. Let me save, because I foresee that I'm going to die in the nearest future. I always do. Oh, Greek fire. Interesting. Damage 30 fire. This is probably going to be very useful against vampires, obviously. They are weak to fire. Well, I'm going to test that theory shortly. Okay, that did nothing because I missed. Which is actually kind of ridiculous, but at least I didn't die, so I will take it. I will take this. And there are some prisoners here already, so I'm going to free them shortly. Ardan's manifest, probably for the captured slaves. So obviously let's read that.
Shipping manifest for the October slave shipment. To be shipped 7 mortal slaves and 3 Canaanite prisoners. The Ventru caravan master Count Orsi shall ship the slaves to the House de Hexi in Vienna.
Okay. House de Hexa is like the house of sorcery, or like the house of curses. In what I can only assume is pretty poor German, which is presumably why I'm able to understand it, because I can't speak German. I can only like introduce myself, count to 20, and I know a couple of words. But overall, I can't speak German at all. So I'm assuming this is exactly something that a person who pretends to know German would have written. But you know, That's what I think it's supposed to mean, if you're the developers.
We have found prisoners.
Thou art free of thy bondage by the power of the Prometheans.
Thanks upon thanks to thee for releasing us. Ye have saved us surely. Blessings upon ye, stranger.
Wait, is that... No, that's not Aneska. That's just some random nun, I guess. Okay, let's save, because if I died, I would be very annoyed. And let's continue deeper, I guess. Tremere Apprentice.
I am weak with lack of precious blood.
Okay, I frenzied and killed all of my companions. Perfect. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
I am weak with lack of precious blood.
I'm seriously considering going back to... going back to the city and restocking on blood. So, you know, I can actually buy blood at the gypsy. And it might be the moment in which it would be prudent to do so, because I'm pretty much out of supplies at this point. And I haven't yet faced the Tremere leader, so I assume that is still before me. And I'm having a lot of trouble with just the regular Tremere, so their leader is obviously probably going to be much worse.
Peace awakens. I am weak with lack of precious blood.
Within me.
The beast emerges from the darkest corners of my heart.
Okay, that didn't quite work. Okay, let's heal him. I guess I can use Fortitude as well for additional... Oh, I guess I can only heal myself. Or not even that. I don't quite get it, but... Okay. I think I should have one scroll of awakening for Christoph. So, do I? Walk the Abyss. Walk the Abyss, Scroll of Potence. Walk the Abyss, Awakening. Okay. I still need to heal, however. So hopefully they have some blood potions. Holy Statuette. Okay, might be worth something. Presumably I can't use it as a vampire. Okay, they've got a bottle of Vitae. Index finger. Interesting. Whoa, that's a quite large index finger, if I do say so. It seems to be some kind of a magical artifact. So I think I will return to my haven, and then, you know, sell the junk at the blacksmith and buy some blood potions at the gypsy shop. But maybe I can manage getting through a bit more of this location so that I won't have to do that twice, you know? I will sell all of the junk in one go. But really, think about it. Think how boring this location is and how it didn't have to, because it's literally the headquarters of a clan of vampire mages. There could be a lot of lore, a lot of books, a lot of additional information, you know, flavor texts to read and all that. And instead, they literally did nothing with it. You just go around and you kill like the same variety. Because to be honest, all of those Tremere, they attack in the same way. It's only that the regents, I think, do a little bit more damage and have more health. But overall, I very much feel like the setting of the world of... Frick, I didn't want to do that. Tremere Chantry 3, but I want to go back, if possible, and explore the... No! That's the wrong direction, actually. I really feel like the setting of the World of Darkness itself is kind of wasted in this game. This didn't need to even be a World of Darkness game, because your most common activity is just fighting hordes of enemies, and that doesn't strike me as a thing that's particularly you know, that's something that doesn't strike me as something that fits particularly well with the World of Darkness what's the word, atmosphere and general, you know, general mood of the stories set in the World of Darkness. I think I might have explored everything. Yeah, I do think so. So I will go back. I want to identify some objects. For example, this finger. It might be some powerful artifact. So I will go to Chantry 3, just so that I don't get lost. But now I'm going to use the Walk the Abyss scroll to go back to the Haven. I can also level up, maybe. How much? Yeah, I do have some experience points. And maybe I can do something with them. What do I want? I guess I want better feeding. And a better blood heal, I guess, could be nice as well. Sure. For you... you can have more dexterity, more strength. Grants increased automatic damage. Potentially cool as well, I guess. Sure, let's try it. Because he's fighting with a halberd, so blood magic, blood rage. Forces the target to spend blood. Not particularly interesting. I would like something. Okay, this can identify items on the fly, which is potentially useful, but I would like something that damages enemies actually. Well, I don't have such a thing for now, so I guess let's upgrade her blood heal and the like, and leave it at that for now. Okay, so now for trading. I hope I can leave and the portal is not going to disappear, but just in case, I will save.
Good day to you, young sir.
Unholy half-blade. Maximum of 20 humanity. I'm not going for a low humanity playthrough, so this is kind of useless to me as well. I would, you know, like just a regular sort of blade. Well, I guess no such luck for now. So what can I sell him? A bunch of those rings that give me a bonus to appearance of all things. Keeping that might be useful. What am I even doing with that? Is that something I have?
You have my hand on it. 'Tis a deal.
It is indeed.
Good day to you, young sir.
Okay, nothing else that particularly interests me. So I don't want to buy like an armor that's incrementally better. If I am to spend my gold, I would like to buy something that's you know, overwhelmingly better. So, for example, a suit of plate. Okay, I will keep that and identify it at the gypsy.
You have my hand on it. 'Tis a deal.
Wait, that's not what where I'm going. I need to go to Judith's Bridge. It might actually be quicker to just go into the Tremere chantry again from here than to go back to my haven.
Hello, young one. What is it you desire?
Okay, so obviously I need a bunch of those identification scrolls.
Take care.
Faith +5. Not particularly useful. I cannot use it because it's for humans only. Frenzy reduction. Okay, that's potentially useful. Where do I wear it though? Like, do I wear it instead of gloves? Ah, no, it's a weapon. Well, it's not a weapon. It's like an offhand. I guess she can have it, maybe. Okay, so identify this. And damage 40, aggravated. Ammo 20. Wait, is the ammo like embedded in it? Potentially interesting. I'm going to keep it for now because it does aggravated damage, so it would be potentially better against vampires. Yeah, he originally came with a bow, so maybe he can use it. Maybe he's a half-decent archer. I will leave it to him for now and see how he does.
Here be my wares.
Okay, so do I want anything more? Well, in fact, I kind of do. I kind of. Blood pool +20. I wanted the amulet that reduces the cost of disciplines, but it disappeared from the stock for now. I will buy a couple of those holy water, because it was pretty effective in the beginning against Azra the Jemisi. Okay.
Take care.
Why can't I give it to them? Oh, I can. I guess I just misclicked or something? Okay, let's go back to the Tremere. As I said, it might be actually easier to just go through here again. Because the first level at this point should be devoid of enemies. Okay, so I'm back here. Let's continue with fighting them. Actually, can he reach them from here, maybe? Well, the answer is no. But let me save before I die. It would be pretty infuriating if I had to redo all of that selling and running around. Okay, so I guess he ran out of ammo, so it had like 20 arrows stored in it or something, and the rest I would have to carry separately. I might keep that bow though, and maybe actually buy him some arrows later on. It's difficult for me to gauge objectively how effective it was, but it has aggravated damage, so okay, so that's a gargoyle, one of the thaumaturgical creatures that the clan Tremere uses as guardians. In reality, gargoyles are actually like mutilated vampires, and I think they actually touched on that point in this very game. There's someone imprisoned here, so let's try freeing him.
Hold. What manner of Cainite have they imprisoned here? He seems more animal than man.
Thou hast saved Erik of Clan Gangrel. According to the ancient Cainite law, I owe thee a life boon. I shall accompany thee and protect thee until such time as I discharge my debt.
Thou speaks with honor.
Thy providential attack did interrupt the wicked sorcerer Ardan, as he began a conjuration to twist me into a mindless gargoyle. At the sound of thy coming, the Tremere snake slithered into the chambers below. I am thine to command. After I have felt the Tremere's shriveled heart burst between my jaws.
Thou mayst tear the Warlock's heart from his chest only after I have pried truthful answers from his mouth. Now let us go.
Okay, so I have Erik. I presume, what with him being a gangrel, that he actually prefers fighting unarmed, using the feral claws, so I will leave him as such for now.
To the abyss with To the abyss.
Oh, and he can summon like a wolf or something. It's nice of him as well. And Ardan's chantry 4, that's where Ardan's chambers themselves are supposedly located, but there was still another passage, I think. Actually, no. So let's go then. Hopefully we can take him. Between the four of us. Well, there he is. Will we talk first?
Do not attack me! I shall give thee all thy desires.
Hold, Ardan. I am Christoph Romuald of Clan Bruja. Where is Aneska?
Welcome, Christoph Romuald. Ah, yes. An intriguing woman came unto me. A nun she was, and she was my first nun. That is, she was the first nun who ever came seeking me. Aneska, her name. She sought the lore of the kindred. She sought our secrets. And she sought to learn of thee, Christoph. I was intrigued with such audacity.
Come to the point, Magus.
She seemed to have no fear. No fear at all. I was dumbstruck. She seemed possessed of the courage of 100 warriors, yet I could smell her fear. Well aware she was of the risk she ran. Was she filled with arrogant self-righteousness? No. She knew her God would not protect her from my hunger. Did she seek martyrdom? No. She clearly clung to her life and lived life with a passion I had not seen before in a nun. Was she mad? Or a mere fool? No. Behind her quiet words, there lurked a cunning mind. She was... I did not know what she was. And in not knowing, I was intrigued. Intrigued and, strangely, drawn to her.
I care not for thy loathsome appetites, Ardan. What became of her?
And she was quite beautiful. Didst thou know? Couldst thou see that behind her wimple, that her hair was long and auburn? Couldst thou see that beneath the shapeless folds of her robe, that she possessed a body as achingly beautiful as any odalisque? Truly, she chose the wrong profession to make the best use of the gifts God had bestowed upon her. In defiance of heaven, she had buried her talents in the field of the holy orders. Her beauty transfixed me, just as her courage thrilled me. I had never met a woman like her, and I shall never again. I had to have her. I had to make her my own child.
If thou dare to defile her in such a way, I swear I will burn thee to ash an inch at a time.
Thou might show more charity to the only one who can find her.
He baits thee, Christoph, and dawdles for some treacherous purpose. Pray, let me kill him!
Ardan, if thou dost fail to tell me where she is with thy next breath, Erik will behead thee before thou draw breath again.
I know not. I touched her not, but merely sent her away to the Tzimitzi.
Dost thou take me for a fool? Why wouldst thou send one thou lusted for to thy hated enemy?
My sire would not allow me another child, and I dared not defy him. But I could not bear the thought of another embracing her. So I sent her to the Tzimitzi. They are the only clan that would have no use for one such as she, so I could be sure they would not embrace her. They would simply kill her, thinking her a part of some Tremere scheme.
Devil-tongued fiend! Thou hast sent her to her death! Die!
Wait! She did return from the Tzimitzi.
What?
Liar! The Tzimitzi would have killed her.
Peace! Let him speak.
I asked her how she survived, and she said, her faith sustains her in all things. She even thanked me for sending her to the Tzimitzi. Ah, a most remarkable woman. My spies did tell of a premiser revenant that did cower before the pure light of her faith, and sobbing like a child, whispered to her of Golconda.
Golconda? What is that?
The belief that a vampire can be redeemed, cured of the blood of Cain. 'Tis but a legend, and no more, told to give comfort to weak-willed Cainites. Yet no one knows more of Golconda than the great Tremere master, Atreus. She said she would go to him in his chantry in Vienna. She even asked to ride to Vienna in our October caravan of slaves. What a woman!
Where is she? Tell me, or I will split thee in twain.
I delivered her to the Ventru caravan driver, Orsi, and they left 3 days ago for Vienna.
Dog! Thou hast enslaved her.
Ha! Master Atreus will take great delight in her. And now I have finished casting the spell that will destroy thee, thou love-struck clotpole!
Ardan, I will slay thee if it is my last act on earth!
Okay, that was poorly done.
To the abyss with thee!
Those within me.
To the abyss with thee!
Ekaterina will rejoice in our victory. Come, we return to the university in triumph.
Very well. But then I shall go to Vienna and reclaim fair Aneska from these cursed warlocks.
To be honest, I have had more than enough of the Tremere by now. But unfortunately, probably not the last I've seen of them. Oh, Lure of Flames creates a light of a balefire that follows the user. Okay, that's not useful, because I wanted like a fireball, much as they had. I would very much enjoy having something like that. I guess I will let her keep her points for now. Maybe I'll learn more disciplines later. So for him, let's upgrade his feral claws as much as I can. It's a pity I didn't have a chance to loot the Ardan's chamber. And it's also kind of weird. You'd think they would let me. Okay, so let's report to Ekaterina.
I must take my leave of this city. I am sure the Tremere hold Aneska in their Vienna chantry. I can no longer continue here while she remains in danger.
Ardan was a consummate deceiver. The Tremere have gathered fearsome power in Vienna, and we are not ready for bloody battle with the usurpers. They invited thee to play a sinister game. They know that one day we will have to attack their Vienna chantry, and so they desire to force our hand before we are ready. I shall not be tricked. Only after we have gathered the other clans in alliance may we contemplate a strike against them. We will not venture into so palpable a trap.
Okay, again, I don't think this is particularly wise to say, but I think it's very appropriate for Christoph to say, so I will.
But Aneska will die.
Many have died in the Elder Wars, and many more will die ere Gehenna comes. But fewer will die if we bide our time, and heed not the trickery of the Tremere.
But I cannot simply abandon Aneska to those fiends?
Thou canst and thou must. Thy claim upon her is born in weak-kneed, mortal sentiment. Release such frailties, and spare thyself further wretchedness. We cut our ties to mortals when first we received the blessing of Allfather Cain. Thou hast been reborn in blood, cleansed of mortal claims. Thou art exalted. Thou art immortal. Thou art finally free!
I thought we Prometheans respect the mortals.
For a bumpkin of a holy warrior, thou dost reason like a Greek sage. Aye, we respect mortal men, but we do not seek kinship with the current breed. For lo these many generations, mortals have been cowed by the cleverness of the Incarnu, their faculties o'erthrown by scheming mages, and their wisdom tainted by demons. The little nobility left in them is tainted by corrupt rulers and priests. The mortals of Carthage were worthy companions. Their base progeny are not worth the spilling of the blood of immortals.
Aneska is as noble a woman as any in Carthage. We must rescue her.
Brazen brat! Thou hast earned no such right. Even faithful Wilhelm would quake in fear before making such a selfish request.
Okay, I'll go all the way with it. Even though, obviously, Christoph's infatuation with her is kind of ridiculous, because they have known each other for like I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe, by the point at which he was embraced, and their interaction was mostly her treating his wounds, which I guess is kind of conducive to falling in love, maybe, because obviously that's a very nurturing image that she has sort of ingrained in his mind. But then again, it's not. I guess I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say it's particularly erotic or something to basically be in a hospital. I guess that depends on sort of your point of view. So I feel like it is kind of ridiculous how they've supposedly fallen in love so quickly, but then again, I also have to take into consideration the difference in a time period and the difference in mentality, because obviously for those people in the Middle Ages, like physical desire was a sin. They probably had very weird relations with their own bodies, where they simultaneously like hated their physicality for being sinful, but obviously each person, each human has natural desires, for example, of an erotic nature. So at the same time, I can imagine how their self-loathing might have kind of exacerbated those desires, because they didn't have, for example, onanism So masturbation was a sin as well for them. So they didn't they didn't have any kind of a release for those desires. So they just grew and sort of were pent up sort of indefinitely. Which I can imagine would maybe be conducive to falling in love very quickly, because obviously if you saw a very beautiful woman, you could be and you didn't have any venue of like releasing those kinds of sexual urges in your life, then you could be kind of stricken with this sudden infatuation. So it is kind of weird, but I can kind of buy it as well in this particular setting. And I can kind of buy Kristoff being very much into the idea of rescuing Aneska, because not only because he supposedly loves her, or at least desires her, because those are not really the same thing, in my opinion, although they probably are for Kristoff, because he finds it difficult to separate them, but maybe also simply because he views himself, as a knight, and rescuing maidens is just something he feels is his duty, to protect the weak and the innocent.
Perhaps, but I make it all the same.
Mayhap in a generation or two, thou shalt be deemed worthy of making such a request.
In a generation or two, she will die an old woman, even if she survives the Tzimisce.
Then let her die! She chose her path, not thee! She chose to enter the world of vampires. Thou canst not save the foolhardy from their own reckless ways. Remember, like Cain, we are not our brother's keepers.
I guess this is kind of a fair point, because she essentially broke the masquerade, right? They have to kill her at some point, or at least embrace her, because otherwise she knows way too much about vampires. But then again, I don't think it's so easy for Kristoff to just let her go like that. So, as I said, let's go all the way.
I dragged her down in this vile pit, and I will draw her back again.
I forbid it! Tread lightly, lest thou arouse my anger and provoke my powers upon thee.
Do as thou must, but I must rescue her. I know not the fate of my soul, only the state of my heart.
Very well. I see thy heart is fixed upon this course, and thou wilt not be denied. Go if thou wilt. Shouldst thou survive the Tremere trap, remember well this freedom I have bestowed upon thee. But I shall not attend this fool's errand. Only a Malkavian would follow thee.
Then call me a moon-mad child of Malkav, for I shall go.
Okay, I'm not going to forbid him. In fact, I'm quite surprised that he offered his help, and I appreciate that.
Willem, thou art true a friend as any in God's kingdom.
A true fool. Mayhap I shall yet see this god of whom thou art overmuch fond.
Or mayhap we shall tear the foul halls of the Tremere down around their scabrous ears, and bring the black heart of their sire to Ekaterina to wear as a charm.
Wilhelm, thou art mad! 2 Cainites cannot survive the house to Hexy.
Not 2, 3 shall go. Though I have no wish to see the inside of another Tremere chantry, I shall discharge my life boon by accompanying the brave Bruja who pried open the jaws of the Tremere trap and released poor Erik.
Where Kristoff goes, Serena goes. Mayhap 4 shall prevail where 1 cannot.
Mayhap I shall have to replace 4 Prometheans.
Come, we leave for Vienna.
Okay, but before...
Do not disobey me, child.
Well, it seems I'm just doing that, but before we leave for Vienna, I am actually going to end this here, because this episode has been more than long enough. So that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.